Hey, muy buenas noches, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. And as always, muchísimas gracias to everyone for you guys' words, prayers, and your amazing support. From the corazón, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. And before I get into the story on hand, I do want to start off by apologizing for not being able to upload the pictures of the blanket as I stated. It's just, it's the day after on the therapies and it's the worst day, right? But I will get around to it. Hopefully, by the time this video goes out, I had already uploaded them as I stated I would. I want you guys to see this lady's artwork and tell me what you guys think. And also, for those that look at that Weenie's channel that are now brothers and uncles, right? That just got arrested not too long ago in the States. I guess they feel some type of way because of the war that kicked off, right? Him still being involved over here after he was testifying over there, or he did. And basically he put out a video recording Majevito's death and how it happened and, put salsa on it, which none of it is true. But what made it worse was basically he straight put one of the ranch's locations to a spot. So you guys can imagine what that brought, right? But nevertheless, everything's getting sorted out. It's just weenie tactics that, you know, they get sorted out. But it's just, they put just certain things on the spot. So do, excuse me if I've been, you could say a little MIA. You guys know I don't ever like to lag on you guys. But anyways, to get into the story in hand, today I want to talk about Chato from Verne, as I had promised some or a couple people that had asked me to touch on him, which I said I will come back and touch on him. And so today I want to talk about, him and Victoria, to just continue a little bit on Victoria, right? Uh, when they were green lighted, Chato was you could say the one receiving the payments, right, for it. And he was the one keeping them on the green light, right? And this was before he paroled, right? Not the time before this one. And, he was working hand in hand with Lalo from Lomas, under LA County, just different scenarios, right? But he was also supposed to get out and, support his brother Tablas and those that carried along with Tablas, right? But, and I disculpen I say it like this, but Chato is a real good politiker, right? He knows how to reflect attacks, but he's also a mino tecato, right? So when he got out, he got sprung out, and he was doing shady stuff, to say the least. For those that know why he got busted, how he got busted, and the circumstance on why he got arrested. At this time when he's back in county and going through the court procedures, right, the sentencing and all that, I was already up there in the Bay, and his one of his strongest alliance started politicking against him because he wanted that little income coming in from Victoria, right? And basically, you guys know how they do things, right? They tend to kind of step on their own brothers so that they're able to take control of whatever he has, especially when they're under the same facility, right? But, up in the Bay, the Tablas and Camaradas and others were conversing, which I want to concentrate on the homie Ant, right? From Victoria. He was an older individual that was up there, and of course, he was pushing for his neighborhood to get that off, right? And I'm not clear on it, which I won't put it out as a statement, but he did something for tablas, for Babo, and just different individuals that they eventually agreed to take Victoria off, right? But it was short lived. What I mean is, Chato, he seen the writing on the wall, which he put one and one together, and that they were minimizing him, right? And when that starts, it's an open game. But again, he's real good, as you guys probably know later down. You know, numerous of times he's been removed as no good, and he comes back, right? Because he knows his doings, right? He's real good at it. Nevertheless, when this happened, again, they were taken off, and certain curves were set on the streets. But you can't minimize a member, right? You can't minimize his orders either. Unless it's a real clear justufas, then you're to just not minimizing. And they tell you this, they tell you, acknowledge him, but he's in works of whatever's going on, right? But don't minimize him, because you never know things. Beelies will tell you themselves, right? You don't want to end up on the bad end of the stick in case he's able to bounce back, right? For example, I want to talk about Chewy, from B&E. A lot of people wanted him done and over, but he bucked up and he went to war. They couldn't do it, right? Because at the end of the day, that mattered overall, which was the case here. Right away he started pulling strings, and he brought a couple issues up about Joker, how a favor was turning out to be a mandatory thing when they're all equal. Just, the normal BS, right? And at this time, one of his strongest alliance that became at this moment was Mosca, right? Because he backed his play, but it had to do with tablas, to be sincere, and Lalo, right? Mosca was one in LA County, and at the moment Lalo had it, right? So he was trying to trump whatever, or giving Lalo more power. And when other members started supporting Chato, the first thing was, hit homeboy up there that requested the green light to be taken off, right? Never did nothing wrong. He was just requesting, and they granted it. But even though he was been back there with camaradas for, I don't know, 8-10 years at this time, he was one of the individuals that still had a cuartero, right? So his cuartero paid attention to other Billies, right? And they moved on him, and Chato took it on beyond. And camaradas from Victoria, when they were leaving the county, they were still getting hit. Now he wanted a full pay. He wasn't receiving payments anymore as he was before, because he felt he needed to prove a point. So they tried to utilize Victoria against him, so he was going to utilize it as an eye buster, right? That's proving a point that he's there and he ain't going to ban, right? As he did with a camarada they called the midnight, something, and so right from Lomas. Do excuse me, I can't really recall his placazo, but nevertheless, he was someone supporting Lalo a lot. So Chato felt he was go ahead and send a message back, right? Because word had gotten back to him that from Moscow that Lalo was the one sending kites up there and instigating, kind of arming the soldiers against him. So of course, again, Chato was real good at it. So he started taking steps of removing people with no excuse besides his palabra calling it to happen. But it came from all angles. I could say here on how Tablas moved on was Monkey from Chato's neighborhood. Even though he was sitting in Corcoran Shoe for a long time, And it just went back and forth, good camarada sitting down, basically in the shelf, in the shoe, maintaining loyal programming. They came from left field. At the end of the day, they can't attack each other, so they attack their arms and legs, right? Which is camaradas. Is the medalla or medal, right? That a camarada sureño campulero receives when you're up there. Again, it's never good to be under one pili for that same reason, right? You get hit by one, and you have one individual that wants your bruised fruit. Excuse me, I say it like that, right? Sometimes they pull away, right? They don't speak for you. They allowed you to sink, which was the case with most of these camaradas. I talked about a camarada from Isa Victoria, and not him, but his primo, Spooky, I believe, from Isa Victoria, and another youngster, but do excuse, I don't recall his name. They got washed up behind this because they were the ones that collected the feria to pay Lalo and tablas, Sally, Babo, to get it off to begin with. But first off, that feria is out the window. Paid it to nobody, in other words, right? Which is not the case. I'm not trying to say that. But second of all, now you're gonna collect all that and give it to Chato, and you're back on the green light. But it carries on from county. But it's just how it goes. Again, I'll say it, and I hope you guys understand is my message, right? Which is you could go on your whole career trying to please these individuals, but the minute you could be utilized for a stepping stone for them to get a benefit, you're gone. Yes, as some people ask me, there is species that take their time, give you glitches, hear you out, are there for you too. But you get 10 of them, you're gonna get one. And then when there's 5 of them rooting one way, that one ain't gonna root for you. Do know that it's gonna feel gacho, but the minute he gets his share, it's out the window. Remember, there's thousands of camaradas, and we're meant to be pieces in a game to set things up to their liking, which overall is putting something in their vein, right? Putting feria in their vein. Because later down the year, the one that helped them in this case, Mosca, was also one that politic against him and had him put in the shelf shortly. And I don't know too much about it, but I do know that an open war started. This is after the shoe, right? And a lot of camaradas got hurt. So again, don't fall into that, right? Just pay attention. There's a lot of these individuals that not only inside, but when they attempt to have freedom, look at their actions and just ask yourself, is that a person, or is that someone I want to go pay my respects or put my life on the line for? I said it a lot. I said it before, excuse me, I'll say it again. Go to Skid Road, get one of them individuals and let them run your program. Dictate what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, or your family. And tell me if you would do it. So just be smart, stay loyal, of course, to your neighborhood, to yourself, to your loved ones, to a higher power. I found mine in Jesus, but as long as there's something there that grounds you for a better life, man, follow it. Sitting in a prison cell, chasing a Tecato's dope, or maybe that day he's Malia, right? And you just happen to, something could happen in the yard and you could be his esquite, right? Which is hit him and remove him. When you get to the hole and you say why, they're gonna run drag, believe me. Cause you've been ordered to get hit by a carnal, you can come out to yard, they're gonna hit you again. It's that easy, right? Again, the weenie way is never the way. The way is, and just value your, right? There's so many things in life you could value. but be cautious of those that are worth it. If you know my story, you guys know I don't need to keep repeating myself, right? Pero bueno, mi gente, with this, do excuse I'm still trying to bounce back, right? But I do want to be more in touch with you guys. I know I've been terrible the last week or so, so I've been a little off, but I gave you guys my word on the last live, and you guys know how I feel by keeping my word with you. So with this said, I send my love. Please stay true to yourself and loyal to loved ones. Saludos.